Hey everyone, I'm Joshua Orro, the Mustang Prince, and welcome to Mustang Prince Orro Reports. Well, Halloween is over and November is upon us, so for today's blog, I want to look at an animated film that not many people remember these days. So, let's talk about Richard Rich again. In the past, I blogged a few of the films that Rich worked on when he used to work for Disney, such as The Black Cauldron and The Fox and the Hound. And of course, most folks know that his famous animated film he ever worked on after leaving Disney was The Swan Princess, which, well, I've been blogging for quite some time now. But Rich also made a few films that folks might love or hate, like the animated Bible shows, as well as the Trumpet of the Swan, Mohammed the Last Prophet, and of course, the 1999 animated remake of The King and I. Speaking of which, I feel disappointed that my musical Theater Village friends have lost the rights to do the show next year due to The King and I being on tour. Oh well, at least Annie Get Your Gun will be a fun substitute. But there was one animated film from Richard Rich's library that was released in 2000, which I've been interested in blogging since I was introduced to it in 2011. But even though it hasn't had a proper DVD release yet, does it still hold up these days? Well, let's take a look. Released to home video on August 26, 2000, the movie is The Scarecrow. Now let's get started. In the time of the Pilgrims, a scarecrow who is brought to life and can look like a human being as long as he wears a feather in his cap, endeavors, with the help of an enchanted broomstick and a wisecracking mouse, to rescue a sweet noble girl and 3 other orphans from an evil count. So, what do I personally think of this movie? Well, in all honesty, this is a film that I wish I could have seen when I was little, and I also think this film is criminally underrated. And yes, I enjoy it. But to further explain why I do, let's move on to Mustang Notes. The movie is based on the Nathaniel Hawthorne short story Feathertop, published in 1852, and the Percy MacKay play The Scarecrow, written in 1908, and presented on Broadway in 1911. The moral tale of Feathertop uses a metaphoric scarecrow named Feathertop and its adventures to offer the reader a conclusive lesson about human character. As for the animation, well, in my opinion, the way the animators drew the town of Grisham Heights is very reminiscent to the 1600s, also known as the time when the Pilgrims took settlement in America. However, some characters in the movie look and move a little bit cartoony. Also, the story to me is pretty much, well, it is well written, even though, like The Swan Princess, it feels like another Disney knockoff. But I'm not saying it's bad, it's just a little predictable, but still good nonetheless. Now, in total, there are 5 songs featured in this movie, and in my eyes, most of them feel very reminiscent of a Broadway musical. The first song in the movie is So the Count Can Dance / On Our Way, sung by Polly and a group of workhouse mill workers who are forced to make dance stuff like tutus, tights, and shoes, etc. in order to work off their debts. And it takes 13 pieces of silver to buy their freedom. Anyway, in my opinion, this song feels like, well, a nice opening song, but it does feel reminiscent to Food Glorious Food from Oliver. Plus, it makes me feel all the stress, pressure, and hard work that the workers are going through just for one jerkish count. Also, the machines in the mill look pretty good, even if some of them are computer generated. However, the second half of the song is where Polly goes out of the workhouse trying to sell a blanket while singing about wishing for her freedom, while the townspeople sing about their poverty. The second song in the movie is When She Looks at Me, sung by the Scarecrow. To me, this song is, well, it's very sweet. And I think David Burris' singing voice is wonderful. And I really like the song's message about the Scarecrow's feelings for Polly and about him longing to be with her. Plus, this song does show the Scarecrow's kindness, and I like the part where Scarecrow sees himself and Polly holding hands and dancing. It really warms my heart every time I hear it. Next, we have another song sung by the Scarecrow, Come One, Come All. However, unlike the last song, this time Scarecrow is in his human form, Feathertop, dancing in the town square, showing the crowd his friend Max as a dancing female mouse. To me, this is my favorite song in the movie, due to it having a catchy swinging beat, and it makes me want to dance along with it. Plus, the setting almost reminds me of the Trouble song from Music Man. Next is the movie's love song, In Your Arms, sung by Feathertop and Polly while they're dancing at the boat dock during the sunset. To me, this song has got to be one of the most romantic songs outside of a Disney film. Plus, I think it's very heartwarming, especially with Feathertop teaching Polly some dancing steps. Also, it kind of reminds me of the dancing song from Hello Dolly. The final song in the movie, not counting the ending dances, is We Gotta Do Better Than That, sung by the townspeople at Grisham's dance contest. To me, this is my second favorite song in the movie because, like Come One, Come All, this song has a great beat to it, though it kind of feels like an 80s song from Footloose. Heck, several of the dances featured in this song, like the twist and tap dancing, are pretty modern given the time period this story takes place in. But who cares? This song is still great in my opinion. Anyway, now that we're done with Mustang notes, let's move on to the characters and their voice actors. Our title character, the Scarecrow, aka Feathertop, is voiced by Sean Hoffman. To me, this character made me think of the Scarecrow from the 1939 Wizard of Oz movie, and Frosty the Snowman from the Rankin Bass special. Plus, I think Scarecrow is very noble, friendly, and a big-hearted character. Sadly, he cannot be seen alive while around other humans. In the beginning of the movie, Scarecrow has been keeping watch over Polly's money, which is kept in a glass jar and hidden underground beneath him. However, thanks to Miss Beebe's magic feather that he puts in his hat, Scarecrow gains a human form and calls himself Feathertop. However, there's one little problem with that spell. Scarecrow would have to stay away from mirrors, otherwise his real identity will be seen. Also, I think Scarecrow's dancing is really fantastic. Plus, I think it was nice when he teaches Polly how to dance, and he was very brave while saving her from Grisham. Next we have Polly, played by Belinda Montgomery. In my eyes, Polly seems like a beautiful young woman. Plus, she's smart and independent. Her dream, once she's free from the workhouse, is to find a home of her very own. Plus, I like that she looks out for 3 younger orphans who she's been saving her money for their freedom. Also, I think Polly and Feathertop make a sweet couple together. The villain of the film, Count Grisham, is voiced by Ray Porter, who got to voice the Nightmare Train from The Little Engine That Could, as well as being in Argo. Now, in my opinion, this character is absolute nuts and a sore loser. Not only is Grisham similar to Gaston from Disney's Beauty and the Beast, due to him wanting Polly, a poor orphan girl, to be his bride, but he's a bit like Count Gregor Yaskovich from the late Neil Simon's Fools, whom I played during my junior high age. Throughout the movie, Grisham constantly attempts to woo Polly with promises of giving her and the children a good life and home, though, thankfully, Polly is able to see right through him and his selfish acts and continuously turns him down. Good on you, girl. Later, after his pet falcon, Razor, steals Polly's money, Grisham comes up with a plan to make Polly fall in love with him with his love spell dance by holding a dance contest with 52 pieces of silver as the prize. When that plan fails, Grisham finds out that Feathertop is a scarecrow and attempts to burn him in the field. And then he also tricks Polly into marrying him by disguising himself as Feathertop, which, well, doesn't last for too long thanks to Max. At the film's climax, Grisham vows to kill Polly for rejecting him by weakening a bridge that leads out of town. Next up is Miss Beebe, a witch and dance instructor voiced by Christy Albers. Beebe serves as the film's narrator. To me, she kind of acts pretty similar to Queen Uberta from The Swan Princess. Plus, she seems like a wonderful dance instructor. Speaking of which, she was once Count Grisham's dance teacher, but when he found out that she was a witch, he chased her into hiding, and she was forced to live in an abandoned house far outside of town. Also, Beebe uses a magic feather to bring Scarecrow to life, and she's been, well, teaching him to dance over the years. Plus, she tells Scarecrow, without him knowing, that his human form will be permanent if he is willing to give his life for another. Next we have one of Scarecrow's friends, Max, a mouse voiced by Corey Feldman, who has been in The Fox and the Hound, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles from 1990, The Goonies, The Magic Voyage, and Friday the 13th, The Final Chapter. Now, in all honesty, Max isn't my favorite character in the movie. Hey, hear me out now. If you like Max, that's fine. I won't give you any flack for it. It's just, my problem with Max is that he seems like a no-nonsense mouse at times, and he acts very cynical and sarcastic. And he doesn't really believe in Scarecrow's love for Polly. Heck, he doesn't even believe in brooms like Bristles falling in love. But he's not too bad. I mean, he does act very helpful at times, like when he retrieves Scarecrow's feather from Grisham, bites Razor in the claws, and saves Scarecrow from getting burned. Next is BB's favorite broomstick, Bristles, vocalized by Paul Mason's son, who voiced Whizzer from the third Swan Princess movie. Now, this character is a little similar to the brooms from Fantasia, except Bristle is funnier, and he's a very loyal supporting character to Scarecrow. Also, I like the scene where Bristle hides every mirror and window that may show Scarecrow's real identity, and when he stuffs Cheswick in a barrel. Speaking of which, next we have Cheswick, also voiced by Paul Mason's son. This chubby guy is the overseer of the workhouse mill. To me, this guy is, well, kind of weird, due to the fact that his stomach acts very jiggly when someone says sausage. After Grisham finds out that Polly has money, he orders Cheswick to steal it. Plus, even though Cheswick got frightened by Scarecrow, he plans to expose his real identity with a mirror while Scarecrow poses as Feathertop. Finally, we have Cooper, Farley, and Gretchen, voiced by Prince Davidson, Scotty Leavenworth, and Chelsea Parnell. To me, while they don't do too much in this movie, I still like these children, and I like how they look up to Polly as if she were their own mother. Plus, each of them have a special sort of dream once they get their freedom. For example, Cooper wants to have his own vegetable garden, Farley wants new shoes, and Gretchen wants to have her own puppy. And now for my final words. Overall, The Scarecrow is a criminally underrated animated film from Richard Rich's library. The animation is decent, it has a good message when it comes to helping people and giving your life for someone you care about. Several characters like Polly and the Scarecrow, aka Feathertop, are wonderful. The children are sweet. Max may be a nonsensical mouse, but he's still alright. Bristles is a very loyal broomstick and very funny. And the narrator, Miss BB, is pretty hilarious as well. And the villain, Grisham, is a very jerkish guy. Plus, the songs are all wonderful to listen to. I don't know if this movie will ever get a DVD release, but if you want to watch this, I guess you can watch it on Amazon Digital or iTunes, or watch it through kimcartoon.com or YouTube, if possible. Or, if you still have VCRs, then you can still watch this movie on VHS. And don't worry, you and your family will have a good time watching this. So, my rating for this movie will be a 91% out of 100. Well, that's all for now, everyone. Be sure to tune in for my next blog, where I'll blog a movie which will focus on one of my favorite rock bands, Mustang Power.